Hi there, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you mapping of stream gauge data. So I'll download the location of stream gauge within our study area that we have, San Jacinto watershed, right? And I'll show them within our map. So sometimes in order to create the study area, we need to display every feature we have, right? The boundary of the watershed, we need to even display the stream network and where we have our flow measuring stations. So that is the main feature that we usually display, right, while creating any map. So I'm gonna just describe what I'm gonna do. Okay, let me share my screen and show you how to proceed with this one. So previously we saw, right, we have this map, we have done up to this level. So now I think I'll figure out how many stations we have within our this study area, and now I have to even display, and I have to display where I have the stations. So in order to do that, I'll download this data from USGS within United States of America. The stream flow measuring stations are usually comes from, right, these are coming from basically USGS. Okay, United States Geological Survey. And I'm gonna even give you the description and the download link so that you can even repeat the process, because it will be very important and it will be very necessary for your research project, right, for anywhere, right, anywhere within USA, or even if you wanna, the logic I'm going to show you here, you need to even practice that. Okay, this is how we can even create map, and that map will look good, right? So that's the reason I'm gonna open that data location. So here it is, you can see that is the location, right, where we have the data. It is from USGS. What do you have to do? The process I'm going to show you here. You can see the home and you can see the United States. If we go with this one, so it will show you every map or everything, right, every stations we have within USA. But we don't need that. We need only those stations that are completely within our study area. So we'll select those stations based on our HAC ID. That's why we're just dealing with that HAC ID that we already have, right? If you remember the HAC ID we had, like, right, the 12 04 01 and 04, that is the HAC ID for Buffalo San Jacinto watershed located in Houston, Texas. And here what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the state Texas instead of United States of America. So Texas, and see, it is just showing now everything within Texas. And within Texas, what I have to do, I have to select that surface water, because these are the surface water measurement, not the groundwater, not the atmospheric information, or not the meteorological station. These are the hydrologic station, but located on the surface. So I'm going to select surface water measuring stations. And then what we have to do, see, we have different options here. The statistics, we have the daily, monthly, and annual. So I'm going to select only the annual, where select those stations, or give me the location of the stations where we have the annual statistics. That means these stations, right, these stations have the information, right, of stream flow around the year. So I'm going to select annual, and it is going to ask you different options, right? So here I'm going to select hydrologic unit by name, because I know the name, you can forget the ID. So I'm selecting that one, and yeah, you can even select the site number, anything. Okay, so if I submit it, let's see what we get. So it will give you the ID and the name of the watershed. We already have, right, the ID. It is 12 04 01 and 04, and then we have the Buffalo San Jacinto watershed. That's why we're just narrowing down our search, and I think we can find it there, Buffalo, right? So that one, see, 12 04 01 and 04, Buffalo San Jacinto. So if I select that one, and if I keep it as it is, site type, it is kind of estuary, stream, canal, ditch, whatever it is, it's okay, it's selected. But what I'm going to do here right now, what I'm actually doing, I'm just trying to get the information, the location, the latitude, longitude, site name, and site number. That's the thing. I'm not going to download the information, I mean the stream flow. I'm not going to download that one, because I have another video where I already demonstrated how to download, or later on I'll even show you how to even download manually the stream flow data. But I have already demonstrated how to download streamflow data for multiple stations using Python code. I have written the code and I have that. I have the code for both uh, time period for 15 minutes and for even 1 hour interval or even for daily data. I have those script and I already demonstrated that one and it is there in my data downloading playlist. You can even watch that. So okay, let me just figure out what we have to do. These are the water level or this station, so I'm not gonna touch anything because I need the station information. I already select that one. Okay, so here what I have to do, that site description information displayed, if I select that one and what type of data I need that tab separated format, that one, and from tab separated format I need to save as a file, right? So that the option, so I'm just selecting, and here it is already there, agency, site identification number, site name, and what we need at the same time, we need the decimal latitude. Okay, decimal latitude. If you click select, press Control and this one, so decimal latitude, decimal longitude. So I have selected this one. So in that text file that I'm going to download right now, it will include all those informations. Okay, so now what I have to do, if I click submit, so it will download that file with that information, latitude, longitude, and if there is any station right within our study area, San Jacinto watershed. So I'm submitting that one. It will probably, okay, it is asking where to save. I'm going to save within our study area there, annual, and I'm going to rename it USGS, okay, stations. Okay, so I'm saving that by that name, and if I gonna open that, see, if I, since it is text file, I can open it using my text editor, and you can see we have this information, right? We have the ID number, we have the name of the station, and we have the latitude, we have the longitude, and we have the projection system, right? It is NAD 1983, okay, North American datum 1983, but the recent one is 1984. So don't worry, we are gonna import this. So what we have to do, we have to make a list of stations and the name of the stations and the latitude and longitude. Then we can import it to GIS. So that is the logic. So in order to do that, what we have to do, we have to open one Excel file there, blank Excel file. And if you select data and from text file, because we know that it is a text file, and I'm gonna select that one. See, it's there, but you can't see that because it doesn't have any extension. So you have to select all files, then you have that USGS stations, and then you can import, and you can even directly load. Okay, it will automatically import everything, but see, you can't even see that. So that is the problem. That's why I just intentionally did that, okay, because I already have the actual file. So what do you have to do? If you just use this one, that's why I prefer to use a different one. I'm just deleting this one, okay? Deleting this one. So here I'm starting from the beginning again, see? So before clicking load, you have to select and you have to even check before loading anything. So import, and it will give you different options. Don't use the default option, okay? So we have this one, this one, this one. So in order to use that, I don't like that one, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm canceling this one. So I'll use that, get text data or get data. If I click there, and then if I select this one, legacy widget, and from text legacy, and then if I select that file, now I will have that option to select one by one. So I have selected that delimited, and next, see, there is nothing separating this data. Yeah, it is separating USGS, this one, and latitude, and then it is also separating the longitude, and that's it. So that is what we need, okay? And if I even select that space, it is even mismatching this one and that one. So that's the tab, because I selected the tab separated. So when the delimiter is tab, definitely it is automatically selecting. So if I click next and finish, definitely it will show you this as a file, but we don't need the header, right? this file we don't need. We only need that site information, and we need the latitude and longitude. We need only these 3 information, or 4. Okay, so I'm selecting Control C and I'm copying that, opening a new window and pasting it here, right? And I know this is basically, so we have to convert it to number. Okay, convert to number, then all are in number. Now what we have to do here, that is the site number, right? Or what was that previously? Control G. Okay, so I'm converting it to number. That is the number, so that is the site number. Okay, site number or station number. Okay, whatever it is, site number, and then the name. Okay, site name. So this will be in our attribute table. So that is latitude and that is longitude. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it as CSV file, then we'll import that CSV file into our GIS, right? And then we can display those stations that are within that study area. Definitely all these stations are within our study area. So there it will be there, and you should select that CSV comma delimited and then USGS stations, okay, whatever it is. And I'm just saving this one. So I already have that USGS. I can close it, no problem. I don't want to save everything. And yeah, so here it is. I have the GIS opened here. I'm clicking there, going back to there, lab 1, and see I have the USGS CSV. If I add it, so it's added there. If I open it, see it is looking like station number, latitude, longitude, and site name, right? So now what I have to do, I have to right click and then display XY data. It will automatically detect the longitude as CX field and latitude as Y field, and for G field we don't need that for the time being. We don't have any elevation data or anything. We don't have any G field, right? So the coordinate system, you can see it is a geographical coordinate system and 1983. We are gonna go with that, otherwise we can edit it, we can change it. Okay, so I'm clicking OK. So it's gonna import everything. See, it's there and we have that. So what we have to do, we have to import it, or we have to export it. Right now we imported that one, export the data and make it as a shape file. So we are going to make this as a shape file, USGS, an observation, okay, or USGS stations, okay. So that's it. If I click OK, we have 46 stations. I'm going to open it and I'm going to delete the previous table. We don't need that, okay, we don't need that. And I'm deleting other tables as well. Okay, so what do we have here? Even I can change the type or the shape of the stations. So now I have these stations, and if you open that attribute table, it will show you the site number, that site name, and latitude and longitude. And even you can display the site number if you want to display, and you can even download everything. So go to that labels and select that label feature in this layer. So if you can even select site name, it will display the site name. If you wanna display the site number, it will display the site number, and you can make it as bold and it will display the site number. And if you wanna make it readable, you have to increase that 0.12, and let's see you can read it or not. So definitely this is how we can, right, display. See, all these stations are located where? Within the vicinity of the river, right? Cross section of the river. So definitely you can keep in mind that all the USGS station that must be located in the stream, not on the land. So whatever location we have, it must be located in the stream, because these are the stream flow. But there are other stations for flood mapping, like high water mark, like other stations that should be that are located on the ground surface as well. But for stream flow, especially for USGS, either it is flow measuring stations or water level measuring stations. So these are only located in the stream. So that's why we can see we have this number of stations, 46, and you can easily download the time series for each of these stations. I have one Python code, so you already have the list, right, as CSV file. If you use that CSV file, it will automatically read the name and it will find the ID from the website and it will download the information pretty quickly. So that is the logic I use, because if you click and if you download, it will take a lot of time to process. It will download only the text file. From text file, you have to use this type of step, right, to import it into CSV file. But I have the code that will directly download as text file, and if I have another code that will convert it to CSV file within fraction of a second. So that will make your life easy on processing. So that's the way. That is called mapping of stream gaze, right? So that is another step. We're gonna finish it there. And if you want to display that, so now instead of this network, I'm gonna change the name map of, okay, or map showing USGS flow measuring stations. Okay, flow measuring stations. So these are the observed stations where we have either stream flow or water level. So if you run any model, if you set up any model, and if you want to compare, right, the simulation with this observation, so what do you have to do? You have to download the data and you have to compare. So that's it. That's why you need to know how many stations you have within the study area. And definitely, if you have more, you can validate your model and you can calibrate your model. So that's why after selecting your study area, you have to check if you have the observed data for your model calibration or for the model validation. Okay, so when I'm done with this one, I'm gonna export the map as before, and definitely, okay, I'm gonna select it as T5. So that would be that one. Okay, it's done. I have the map ready. Okay, so that's it. So in the next tutorial, what I'm gonna show you, I'll download the soil information map. It is called soil Sargo map, and I'll also analyze with that soil map is pretty helpful to calculate the storage from the soil layer. So in the next tutorial, I'll show that how to download the soil Sargo map and how to analyze some kind of data and how to create that soil map. So it is a little bit different than what you already did. So we are just going inside that GIS kind of thing, right? So now by this time we know how to import data, how to install the software, what is feature data, and what is these are basically the point data, and the boundary is called the polygon, right? So these all are vector data, because all this vector data, it has what? It has the latitude and longitude. It has a location, right? What we use basically the raster data is the TIFF file, the gridded data we'll use, right? We'll use that one in the next tutorial. We'll make it, even though it is also maybe shape file or this GIS file. So we'll figure it out in the next tutorial. Okay, so if you practice that one and see this map, it looks pretty good, right? And you can even manipulate. You can select different color, different combination, so you can make it even more visible, more attractive. And this is how you can express your artistic capability, and you can make it kind of an art, right? Because people will only be attracted to your journal paper, to your report, to your presentation, right? Only by watching your images. You have to display these images, right? You have to be able to make, or you have to be able to show the results in a way so that people can be interested, right? So that's the way you have to be able to make it. That's why you need to learn all these options, that how can we improve your map, how can you make it a visual that is very aesthetically good and that is scientifically sound as well. So that's it. I'm going to finish off here, and then in the next tutorial, okay, I'll see you, and I'll try to analyze and download the soil map from soil Sargo website, and I'll also create that soil information map as well. So thank you very much for watching and stay safe. See you in the next tutorial.